The Western intelligence agencies knew for months and months that Putin was going to invade Ukraine, and he did so about 7 or 8 weeks ago. Tens of thousands killed. Marcus Kolga is here to discuss it with me because I want to put the question to you. You are an expert on Ukraine. I mean, some people thought that Putin was going to mow them down and this was going to be a 2-week war. Now we're hearing that may be going on for a year. I mean, what is your opinion? Why is this still going on?
Look, I think a lot of experts thought that this would be over within a couple of days. There were predictions that Putin would waltz into Kiev in 3 to 4 days.
Yeah.
Clearly, he hasn't been able to do that. His forces have been pushed back. It has been an utter failure for Vladimir Putin. So now what he's doing is resetting his entire strategy. He's pulling back to some of those areas that we thought he was going to try and capture in eastern Ukraine, Donbass, the south of Ukraine, to create a land bridge between Russia and Crimea. And he's also brought in a new general who's known as the Butcher of Aleppo, who specializes in terrorizing civilian populations.
But they've been doing that. They've been bombing, the maternity wards. They've been killing women and children. And women, I love to see it when they have the Molotov cocktails, are beating back the Russian forces. So whoever the general is, I mean, are the Russian forces capable of beating the Ukrainians who are just loaded for bear? It's their country. They're defending. It's great.
Well, I think some of the atrocities that we saw a number of weeks ago, we thought that it couldn't get any worse.
Right.
And of course, a week and a half ago, we saw what happened in the town of Bucha, where hundreds of civilians were found just dead in the streets with their hands tied behind their back. Mariupol, I mean, it's just brutal what's happened there. 90% of the civilian infrastructure has been destroyed. Schools, hospitals, kindergartens have been targeted. The devastation is awful. And then, of course, over on Friday, we saw this rocket attack against a train station filled with refugees. That means women, children, and the elderly. So every time we think it can't get worse, Vladimir Putin proves us wrong.
But Ukraine, the people. So far, they've been phenomenal. And huge sacrifices, huge loss of life. Can they keep this up?
They can keep it up, and I think that they can push Vladimir Putin back, but they need our help. They need Canadian weapons. They need lethal defensive weapons to help them do that. That means anti-armor rockets. It means surface-to-air missiles. It means surface-to-sea missiles. Equipment that we have and that we should be sending to Ukraine.
That we have? And why aren't we sending it?
Well, I'm not sure. We've told that we've heard that we don't have enough missiles. There have been all sorts of excuses, but clearly, our allies are sending lots of weapons. Canada is way behind them.
You're right. 3 minutes, Marcus Kolga. Thank you very much. The simple fact that nowhere in the mainstream press was there analysis of Trudeau's speech to the European Parliament and parliamentarians' reaction to it is proof positive of the need for this show and other independent analysis. Please tell your friends. Subscribe. Press PayPal so this guy behind the camera can get paid. And thank you for watching.